the S2 spinous process and T1, okay? So I know we haven't gotten to this in palpation yet, but we found C7 yesterday. So if you're on C7, you just go distal to find the T1 spinous process. So go ahead and flex your head forwards. So I'm gonna find her most prominent spinous process. There's C7, coming back up. And then T1 is just below that. So that's where the top of the tape measure is going to be placed. And then the bottom landmark is S2. So if you find the PSIS, that is at the same level of S2. So go ahead and turn actually and face the back. Okay, do you mind if I lower your shorts just a little bit? Okay, so if we're finding PSIS, you're gonna start at the top of the iliac crest, and you're gonna kind of work your way down until you find a bony prominence, and you're going to kind of hook underneath the bony prominence for PSIS. And then if you go directly into the center, you'll find the S2 spinous process. Okay, so kind of like walk down the iliac crest till you find a bony landmark, hook underneath that bony prominence, and then go directly into the center for S2. So if you guys feel comfortable, what actually can be really helpful when you're doing these range of motion measurements is to literally just put a little mark. Like you can just put a little like pen mark on the T1 spinous process on an S2, because we're going to be using these landmarks for multiple different range of motion. So how would you feel if I did a little okay. I just think it'll be a lot easier for you guys for now. Okay, so here's your S2. Okay, and then okay. All right, so then you have your marks. Go ahead and just actually, we'll stay facing this way and step back a little bit. Okay, so you're going, well, the measurements are typically done in centimeters. Okay, so use the centimeter side. You're gonna place the 0 mark on that T1, and then you're going to line it up with the spine down to S2. Okay, so then from there, you do want it to be smooth with the spine as best you can. It's not going to be perfect, but as best you can, try to keep it kind of smooth with the spine. Okay, and then you get a sense for, you record what that measurement is first. So she's at 45 degrees centimeters, or 45 degrees centimeters, 45 centimeters, 45 centimeters. Degrees and centimeters, no, it's just centimeters. So 45 centimeters, and then you are going to go ahead and curl forwards. And you're gonna let the tape measure move. Let it move, let it move, let it move. And then you're watching for that pelvic tilt. So right there is where you start, where she starts to move in her pelvis. And then you're gonna take another measurement. So now it's 52. So for her, that would mean that she got from 45 to 52 to be 7 centimeters. And then you can go ahead and come on back up. So that's your measurement, 7 centimeters. For extension, you're gonna use the same exact landmarks that we just did. So again, the 0 mark is on T1, go all the way down to S2. Again, she's at 45. And then go ahead and you can put your hands on your hips, a little bit of a chin tuck, and then think up and back as you arch back. And you kind of let that tape measure move. And I'm gonna let her get to that end range. Yep, good. Stop right there. And then we're gonna take another measurement. And again, you want to try to kind of get it smooth along the spine. And there she's at 41. So you can relax. So that would be 4 centimeters for her measurement into extension. Okay. So flexion extension using a tape measure. That's how we do that one. And then to use the inclinometers. So these are used a lot in research. And so that's why it's important for you guys to get a sense for how to use them. There's normative data on them. And it also gives you a little bit more accurate measurement. This one's a little, it's like paper clip, so I'm gonna get it. Okay. So go ahead and face that way for me. So you'll see when you get your hands on the inclinometer, take a look at it, and you always, to 0 the inclinometer, you want to make sure that blue line, so that you twist this part of the inclinometer so that the 0 lines up with the blue fluid. So that means, that's what we mean by saying 0 the inclinometer. So you'll see that on the handout. So once you place this on the spine, you see where that blue line is and you 0 it. And that's going to be your start point. So actually, I'm going to have you face me. Okay, so to have the inclinometer on the T1 spinous process, you want to make sure that the center of the inclinometer lines up with T1. So it's not the edge or the tip. You want the spinous process kind of in that divot of the inclinometer. So once you have that there, you 0 it. So I'm bringing that part in so that the blue line is lined up with 0. And then I'm going to do the same thing on S2. So the spinous process of S2 is in that little divot. I've 0'd it. Okay. And then you're just going to hold the inclinometers on those landmarks and then go ahead and start to slowly flex forward. So segmentally bend, 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 bend. Good. Watch for when her pelvis starts to move. Right there. Okay. And then you're going to take a reading. So she's at 25 on the lower one, and she's at 75 on the upper one. So you subtract the two, 75, 25, 50. She has 50 degrees of thoracolumbar flexion. Cool. And then you do the same exact thing for extension. 0 it, have them extend back, read both of the inclinometers, and you subtract the two from one another. Okay. And you guys will get a better sense once you actually try it, because it's not so bad. It seems a little bit funky, but it's pretty good, pretty easy. So why don't we just practice those